Hello. Today we want to introduce you to the use of Python libraries for development of web applications. Claudia, Granthi, Kyle, Muhammad, Rafael, and me, Natalia, welcome you to our tutorial. Python web libraries are a collection of functions and methods which allow developers to write web applications or services without writing their own code. Python web libraries are a whole universe of libraries for web applications in Python. They allow you to perform processes like web scraping, web browser, web crawler, implementation of web servers, and much more. In this tutorial, we want to introduce you to 5 libraries. Flask, to make it easier to build web applications. Scrappy, framework for extracting the data you need from websites. RDF-Lib, for representing information as graphs. Django, stack web development framework, full-fledged websites. And Bookie, visualization library for web browsers presentations. Let us start with Flask.
Hello, my name is Rafael Bastardo and I will be introducing you to Flask. Flask is a web development micro framework built on Versug and Jinja. It is simple and easy to use when learning web development with Python. It is used by top companies globally such as Pinterest and LinkedIn. Let's develop a small code that prints in our browser, "Hello world, I'm enjoying my Python class." Here we see an example of what we want to print in our browser. We will start by importing Flask as Flask. We will now save the application name in the variable app. We created a decorator that will hold function with the HTML script we want to execute. And finally, let's include an if statement that will allow us to debug our code later if needed. To execute the code, we need to go to the command line and place ourselves in the working directory. We will assign our Python file hello-flask.py to the environment variable Flask app. In Mac, we will use execute instead of set. We now set the Flask debug variable to 1. Finally, we run our Python code by executing Flask run. We will now copy the IP address and port number of our local machine and copy it into our browser. Let's see if it works. Great, it worked. Before letting you go, let me show you a couple of resources that will help you have fun with Flask. First, developer's webpage. There you will find documentation, examples, and a tutorial. Very nice. Second, a couple of courses that I had fun with. Hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching and hope you have fun with Python.
Scrappy.
An introduction to Scrappy. Web scraping, also called web crawling, is an extremely useful process that can support many big data projects. It is a process that allows to extract data from various websites, done only by a piece of code. How exciting! Web scraping, the process of mining data of images, videos, products, text, contact information, is way more simplified yet extremely powerful if known how to apply. Scrappy is a portable and free open source framework for web scraping in Python. This means that the Scrappy framework provides a set of Python codes that contains the relevant code required to tell Python which web page to visit, what exact information to extract from them, and what to do with it afterwards. It is simple, productive, and extensible. This is also what distinguishes Scrappy from Beautiful Soup, for example, or LXML. Both of them are libraries for parsing XML and HTML, where Scrappy is a specific application framework for writing web spiders, which crawl through the websites with the aim to extract the data needed. So why Scrappy? It is important to highlight that Scrappy is a framework for crawling websites. Scrappy allows the user extract, process, and structure our data, which is coming actually from websites. Basic steps for applying the Scrappy framework. Number 1, decide what to extract. Number 2, decide crawling strategy by defining spider. Number 3, find patterns to extract data by defining parse function. And number 4, define post-process. Since its initial release in 2008, Scrappy was originally designed for web scrapping. However, today it can be also used to extract data using APIs and or as general web crawler. Within Scrappy, spiders are classes which define on how to perform the web crawling strategy and how to extract structured data from websites. There are two built-in spiders within Scrappy. Base spider, which is the simplest spider, or crawl spider, most commonly used spider for crawling regular websites. Scrappy comes along with a solid set of scripts to simplify the web crawling process. Never has it been so easy to extract a huge amount of data from websites. Important to know is that Scrappy depends on a few key Python packages, which are LXML, Parcel, Weebly, Twisted Cryptography, and PyOpenSSL. So, how to apply Scrappy within Jupyter Notebook? First step is to set the settings for the notebook by importing interactive shell, and then to show Python version. Afterwards, we are importing Scrappy, and basically the steps to follow in order to get the data that we want is first we need to set a pipeline, which we do by importing JSON. Afterwards, we have to define the spider that we want to be used. And afterwards, we start the crawler by using this code. Afterwards, once the crawler is out there, and this takes quite a significant time in order to get all the data that is being needed. However, once the crawler is out there, we can create data frames with the information that we need, with the data that we would like to have included in the results.
Hi team, my name is Kranti. Today I would like to present you RDF library in Python. So what is RDF library? The full form of RDF library is Resource Description Framework. So basically this is one of the powerful language to represent information, right? So why we need RDF library? So the best part of RDF library, we can use the XML and JSON encoding, and it's good for machine processing, and the triples good for reasoning and database, and it's also very good to understand in terms of graphs, everything. So what are triples over here? I'll just give a brief about triple. So triple is a atomic data entity in RDF data model. So what are the basic features of RDF library? So it's a open source which is maintained on GitHub, and the graph interface which can be backed by any one of a number of store implementations, and the plugin architecture for store implementation as well as the serializers. The store implementation for in-memory storage and persistent storage on top of the Berkeley database. Now I would like to walk you through how we can run the RDF library in Python. So first I'll go to my terminal. So over the terminal, first what we have to do is we have to install the RDF library in our system, and then we have to move back to the Python. So over here, just we have to import the RDF library. Post installing it on PC, if we run this file, the RDF library is installed. So next I would like to just present you the how we can use these triples in the RDF library. So basically the triples, this is a specific format where you can use multiple, we can connect the data which are defined in URLs, by where we can rename the data also for the respective URLs, where S and P are the URLs which we are going to connect, and we represent with O in a different URL. So this is the basic structure of how the triples looks like. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to introduce to you a web development app called Django. And very quickly, what is Django? It's a high-level Python-based web development framework that encourages rapid development and clean, pragmatic design with the use of templates and apps. And why Django? Well, it's secure, fully loaded, and fast. It has a batteries included approach, just like Python, that comes with a rich repository of features such as user authentication, RSS, and sitemaps. And while it does take some time to set up in the beginning, I'm sure you'll find as we go on that it's highly scalable, it's versatile, and of course, it's open source and free. Now, we're going to go quickly into how to install Django. For me, I'm using Anaconda prompt. So the code for me is conda install Django. For you, it might be pip install Django. Press Y when prompted and let it install the necessary packages. To check if the Django was installed correctly, just type python-m django-version in the prompt window, and this should return the version of the installed package. And quickly, how to set up a first project. There you have the instructions here, but I'm gonna jump quickly into another desktop so you can see how it's done here. All right. So as you can see in the prompt window on the right, I have checked the Django version. It's 2.1.1. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to my folder here. You'll see. And I already have it set up here, but I'm going to delete this so you can watch. And all right, what I'm going to do is Django-admin start project my site. And this will create the my site repository as you saw before. And I'm going to navigate to my site repository. And I'm going to type in the following: python manage.py run server, and this will connect me to the Django server. As you can see here, it's already up and running. So if I were to take this, put it in my browser, and there you go. It's already running on the test server that Django has set up for you. And there are other tutorials, there's other documentation at Django community, and that's it. It's very, very easy to set up. The next you will do is a polling app to actually run something on this server. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Natalia Divic and I will introduce you to Bouquet. Bouquet is a Python library for interactive visualization that targets web browsers for representation. This is a core difference between Bouquet and other visualization libraries. It provides concise construction of versatile graphics with high-performance interactivity over very large or streaming datasets. Bouquet helps to create interactive plots, dashboards, and data applications. But why Bouquet? Well, it allows you to build complex statistical plots quickly and through simple commands. It provides you output in HTML, Notebook, and Server. Embed to Flask and Django transforms visualization from other libraries, give flexibility to applying interactions, and combine Python and JavaScript. Python to tap into useful data structure and data analytics tool. JavaScript to translate the manipulated data into browser-friendly visualizations. And most importantly, no JavaScript is required. Bouquet is officially supported and for basic usage have many libraries pre-installed. How to use Bouquet? Let's see. Okay, to get started with Bouquet, I'm going to use my work notebook in Jupyter and I'm going to install the package. And I'm going to install no important libraries as well. Then I'm going to make my setup, which is just to install some functions. It is success. And then I'm going to make a common visualization, which is the p-line, which is a method very common. And in addition to the line that I'm going to show you here, you can make the colors, you can make the weight, the title. It is very, very flexible and simple to make changes. A common type of line plot are the date-time axis. It is often the case of time series data and it is represented by drawing lines. Let's take a look to an example using the glucose dataset, which is available in the pandas data frame. So we improve the data, which is this, and then we are going to make the graph. As you see, it is in a determined time. It is why it's quite used in time series. And then we can change different features of the graph. Other common visualization task is scatter plots. Scatter plots can be in different forms, but I will show you here, and it's quite flexible because you can change, for instance, how transparent is the graph, and you can make with circles, for example, and you can change colors quite easy. So it's quite it is quite flexible. There is a very nice and very interesting tool we can use, and it is the hover tool, which adds the ability to interact with our data and our charts. I'm going to import the tool, and then I'm going to import my data. It is in Kappa Mining data. This is how my data looks like. Let us import the column data source function, and then we are going to make our plot. It is really nice because it is the function in Bookie that give us interaction with our graphs. We can see here in the lower income Congo, and for instance here in the upper Norway. So it is quite nice. You can interact with your data. There are other type of graphs, for instance the hex tiling, which is an axial coordinate and a hex tile method. Let us see how does it looks like. It's pretty nice, pretty beautiful. But there are also other kind of images that we can use, just taking in use the palettes, because Bouquet have many palettes, color wonderful colors. So we are going to install it, and we are going to represent a heat map or a sensor data of some sort. Bouquet provides two glyph methods for displaying images, and we are going to use the one which is using palettes. Let us see how it works. Here is a simulation of a heat map, and then we can, for instance, change our palette with this one, for instance. Let's see how it works. Oh, it was the one I had before. Then voila, we have different colors and different scales we can use. There is a lot of scales, so you just need to install it before to import it. And then we can also have different variations to work with the colors, intensities. As you can see here, it's just playing with this limit, for instance 200, I mean, and it's going to change, and we can change the size as well, for instance, of the squares. So it's a lot of opportunities that Bouquet is offering to make awesome presentations and interactive presentations on the web. On behalf of the Group E, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you have enjoyed it.